is so exciting. We are here, the Hallmarkies podcast, and we are here to celebrate Christmas in July. We have an all-star panel. This is so exciting. I'm Rachel. Amber's here.
Hello.
Yes, and we have two special guests here to talk about all things great Hallmark Christmas. We have Marisa Serafini is here from AfterBuzz. This is so exciting. We've had her on once before. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Ladies, thank you so much for having me back on the show. Yes, I'm Marisa Serafini. I host Happy Hallmarkies at AfterBuzz TV, along with the one called The Hearts After Show and the Chesapeake Shores After Show. So I do a lot of Hallmark stuff.
And also, we have my best friend and cousin, don't tell the other cousins, Libertee, who's like super famous, like at least to me.
One's got a lot of views on YouTube. Hi, I'm Libertee.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We're so excited. So what we thought we'd do first is have you lovely ladies share with us some of your favorite Hallmark Christmas movies, because everybody knows Amber and I's favorites, backwards and forwards. So let's hear from Libertee first. What are some of your favorite Hallmark Christmas movies?
I like the window shopping one the best.
Mm-hmm. Window Wonderland.
Window Wonderland. For sure. For many reasons. I feel like they have a lot of dynamics between that relationship that you don't find in other ones, because she's so spunky and sassy rather than, I don't know, the typical overwork. She's a hard worker too, but she's like in it. I guess she's just me, so I love it. And then firefighter love.
9 Lives of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. So who wouldn't?
Yeah, that one's really cute.
And then what's the one where they have a pumpkin carving contest?
I don't think it's not Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Oh wait, you're talking about November Christmas?
Yes.
Yes, that one's one of the best.
Also classic.
Agree with you.
Solid choices. You mentioned 9 Lives of Christmas, love Brandon Routh and Kimberly Sestad. She needs to be in more movies. I also do love Christmas in Homestead. That was really cool. That came out a couple years ago. Top favorites would be The Bridge Part 1 and 2.
Oh.
Because I'm a bookworm. I love country music. I love Karen Kingsbury, and that's just a trifecta of all my personal loves in Part 1 and 2. And it's so feel good, but you also cry unabashedly in those. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it also stars Wyatt Nash, nay Matt Elrod from Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, so you like the ones that you tear up a little bit.
Yeah, for the emotional aspect.
Yeah.
Because they make you feel.
Me too. I'm with you there. And that's why I like November Christmas. It's a really good one. Great choices. We love that. So we're going to try something new, and we're really excited about it. And it's hopefully going to be interactive with all of you lovely listeners. We are going to do the first ever, hopefully annual, Christmas in July bingo, Hallmarkies bingo. And Amber, why don't you explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing?
All right. So what we're going to go through today is we're going to brainstorm ideas for things that we might find throughout the Hallmark Channel original movies this holiday season. Also, Hallmark movies and mysteries. We're not picky. And so what we're going to do is, for example, if they almost kiss under the mistletoe, but something stops them, boom, you just got a square in bingo, assuming it's on your card. So what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm possible things and have fun, and it'll be a delight. And you're going to like it. Dang it. If you don't, I'm going to be really mad.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about some different tropes and cliches, but just really fun things that we tend to see repeated throughout many of these Hallmark Christmas movies.
But not this is a trope, we don't want them to do it anymore. This is a trope, please always make sure you include
that. This is a trope treasure, okay?
Yeah,
a
treasure trope.
Very good. Love it. Okay, well, I will start. My first one that I thought would be fun to talk about is that every town must have a holiday festival that is taken very seriously by all involved.
So would this also include like contests, like silly contests, like carving the best ice sculpture?
Yeah. Like it could be a festival / tournament. Usually the tournaments are somehow involved in the festival, like in the Christmas of Ice last year, for instance. They were going to cancel the tournament or whatever, and then but it was the festival.
Community involvement that's taken above and beyond serious.
Yeah.
Yes, very serious. Would this conclude
event or something like that?
Oh, yes, a Christmas tree lighting event. Would that count, Rachel, or would that be a separate community event?
I think it could count.
Okay.
It has to be like something on a calendar, or I think, would we include parades in this, or is that a separate thing? Like say One Starry the Christmas, or like Christmas, Rock Band on Christmas, like they have the Christmas parade, any kind of Christmas festival / thing like that. I feel
I say that counts if they're trying to outdo previous festivals.
Yeah, good.
But Christmas town event.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, Christmas town event.
Do you have a favorite, Marissa, Christmas festival movie?
I always like the Christmas tree lighting ones because those are always pretty to watch at the end of the movie.
Like Miss Christmas had a good one last year.
That is probably the most recent one I can think of.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites of that you can think of, Amber?
Well, the one that comes to mind is obviously Ice Sculpture Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, the whole movie is about them. I know it's not a festival and a town festival, but it falls in that same category where it's some kind of insane, overly serious thing. Not quite as serious as Taylor Cole and Damon Runyon doing their ice sculpture, but, still a very serious ice sculpting moment.
I think Switched for Christmas had 2 such festivals / celebration / parade, whatever you might want to be, whatever they were. I don't remember. That would definitely be one for sure that they had. So yeah, there's always a lot of fun. I mean, have you ever been to a holiday festival?
Yes.
This year for the first time. I feel like I've probably been to smaller ones, but they have one in Austin here. I kept calling it Christmas Land, but now I can't remember what it was really called. It was awesome. There's like a million lights. They have food trucks, activities for kids, whatever. It was so fun. Serious business.
Little the romantic shenanigans that probably went on to put on Christmas Land.
Christmas Land.
Marissa, have you ever been to a holiday festival?
I have. I think this is why I picked Christmas tree. I've been to the Chicago Christmas tree lightings.
Oh.
Gorgeous in the wintertime. Freezing, but gorgeous.
All right. Well, Amber, why don't you give your next item for the bingo square?
Yes. Okay. So I was thinking, and most people who listen to the podcast would probably suspect I would pick this, which would be a fake holiday relationship.
Yeah.
So
Classic.
So whether that be, we're going to pretend to be engaged, or you're going to be my fake boyfriend at my job, whatever one that is, that's what I want to see.
I love the fake fiance. It's so, and I'm not normally a big fan of you love these really ridiculous liar movies, but
absolutely.
But I do love the fake fiance thing for some reason. That's the one I allow. The Mistletoe Promise is one of the best for sure in that camp. And that one is pretty well written, pretty well acted, I think. Marissa, do you like the fake fiance movies?
I generally enjoy them because how they usually, all Hallmark movies end up. And that trope is not only in Christmas, but it does apply to some summer movies and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Just big relationship in general, because that joke can go on all year.
Yeah. And I'm just striving to have a fake relationship. That's all I need. Like a fake one that then maybe becomes real and we fall in love and it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the dream. That's the literal dream.
Do you have a favorite fake fiance movie, Amber?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. What is the one called with Joey Lawrence where he's
Hitched for the Holidays.
Hitched
right?
for the Holidays. I kept trying to think it was Holiday Engagement, which is another one that I like, but I like Hitched for the Holidays.
Yeah, that one's really cute.
Because not only do they pretend to be in a relationship, like they pretend one of them pretends they're Jewish, which is pretty exciting. We get to have Hanukkah for once.
And they blow out the menorah.
Yes.
An accident. That was hysterical.
Yeah. Very, very good. All right. So let's do, Marissa, what is your first trope that you would like to see?
I mean, it could be a big one, but it's always, I'm just going with the whole theme of Christmas trees, is that there's always the moments where there's a Christmas tree shopping or a Christmas tree decorating montage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I love getting the Christmas tree onto the car and somehow they end up like falling. And I mean, I love whenever characters sort of like fall into each other's arms, like somewhat ridiculously, like it would never happen in real life. But the flirty putting the tree on the car is kind of a favorite moment of mine in a lot of these. That's a really good one.
Yeah. The pine needles on these Christmas trees must be akin to banana peels in cartoons because everybody's falling all over the place around them.
That's right.
They're really pine needles.
Yeah, they're really slippery. They might they're like, oh, let me just walk across the room, but there's my love interest. Oops, I tripped toe. We're almost in love.
Yeah. Well, and they used to be really kind of snobby about you had to get a real tree or you were like dead to Christmas. But now they tone that down, I think. But
they're like, you need a Balsam Hill tree or else you're dead to Christmas.
Yeah.
Hashtag sponsored post. I'm just kidding.
Product placement.
But pretty much every single Hallmark movie has a tree purchasing scene. I think A Song for Christmas had a pretty fun one, I thought, and I liked Christmas at Holly Lodge last year. I had a fun like cutting down the actual tree.
Oh yeah.
Sequence that was funny, I thought. Do you have any favorite tree scenes, Amber?
Libertee, do you remember the scene in 9 Lives of Christmas when they're talking about the Christmas trees?
Yes.
Is that the one like has sensed the perfect Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Rolls or something.
Yeah. And she says, she's like, you gotta lean to the right and lean to the left and come back center. And then that's your one. And it's really fun. And she's amazing. Everyone knows 9 Lives of Christmas is my favorite. I just need to stop talking about it. Just kidding. I'll never stop. Hashtag 10 Lives of Christmas.
Yes. I think one of the best, that's not exactly picking out trees, but one of the best involving Christmas trees is Fur Crazy, because I like in that one that they give a believable motivation about why the single woman is bitter about Christmas. Because most of the time you're just like, what is your problem? Like, why do you hate Christmas? And like, it makes sense that if you had parents who ran a Christmas tree lot, that you'd be kind of like over it. And so I think that one, they do a really good job with character motivation. So, and I like Sarah Lancaster a lot in the role. So that's one of my favorites with Christmas.
And it's more comfortable to watch because sometimes they'll write a really tragic ending. You're like, oh, and it's completely believable that you hate Christmas. But this one's more like teenage angst, like she's just sick of it, you know? Like you're like, oh yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, agreed.
Or some emotional connection to the tree, like Miss Christmas. That was a whole family tradition with that tree that they didn't want to, misplace. So yeah, some emotional connection to it.
Yeah, National Tree is a favorite of mine, even though Amber hates it. I like it because I like that it's actually about a father and a son and their relationship, and so something a little different. It's not, I think that one's good. So there's lots of good ones involving Christmas trees, of course, as you'd expect. So good pick, Marissa. I like that one a lot. So, okay. So Libertee, what do you have as your next pick?
My trope treasure is when I just really think kids are funny. Kids say the darndest things. But when they're used as a plot point, it's the best when they're like, invite her over when he didn't say so or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? They're like, oh, you come decorate the tree with us? Mm-hmm. That's icing on the cake. I love it. It's just cute. And I love kids. I don't know.
Yes, tiny matchmakers. They are the bread and butter
They know.
I like to imagine that, like, the kid's like, oh, hey, lady, do you want to come over and, like, teach my dad how to bake? And then off camera, the dad's like, way to go. You nailed it. Like sometimes I like to pretend like it's a whole scheme.
Yeah. Well, there's also sort of the grumpy kid, too. There's, like, both ones. There's the cute setup kids, and there's the ones that are, like, difficult. Like, at the beginning of Crown for Christmas, the girl kind of comes around to Danica. Who wouldn't come around to Danica? But and then you have, like, the little kids in Family for Christmas that are more sort of, they start to sort of figure it out that this is not their mom that they know, and that's cute. Yeah, that's a really good one with kids. What do you think, Marissa?
I always love, and I actually just recently watched this because, you know, it's July. Oh goodness, I watched it a million times. Catch a Christmas Star.
Okay, yeah, good one.
The two kids help set their father up with an old high school flame. Love that. And that just kind of goes along with the lines of, and the kids are always smarter than the parents.
Right.
Right. It's like Parent Trap, a Christmas edition. Who doesn't want that?
Yes.
Right.
Don't even get me started on Parent Trap.
Even if, like, the kids aren't particularly proactive, they can be a good tool for, like, showing how charming and wonderful the guy is, like in Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Like, I wouldn't say that kid's, like, super proactive in getting them together, but, like, it gives him a reason to be, like, on the roof making reindeer sounds and stuff like that. So,
and you go, well, he would make a great father.
Right.
Or and in the Sweetest Christmas with Lacey Chabert, I mean, the kid's not necessarily, like, scheming to get them together, but he's like, will you help us make some cupcakes?
Right.
Yeah, very good. Treasure trope is that if you have a high school significant other, then you need to forget about whoever you are with, because you're clearly supposed to be with your high school boyfriend. So this is definitely a year-long trope, but we certainly see it many times at Christmas with the high school boyfriend. You know, first love, I guess, is very strong in Hallmarkville.
Absolutely.
And they usually didn't even break up for a good reason. They're just kind of left behind in the hometown. And then, like, they go back and they're like, oh yeah, I'm totally in love with you. Forgot.
And sometimes it's like a Family Man kind of situation, like with Family for Christmas, you know, where it's like, oh, the missed opportunity, or like I think this is actually Lifetime, but the Christmas Switch, I think, where she this kind of a similar Family Man kind of story. Yeah, they love doing that kind of thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that's probably because it's just, like, all of them. Like, I'm so indoctrinated to the fact that, like, this is just what happens, that it doesn't even, like, stand out anymore. It's like, well, and they kiss at the end, and she gets together with her high school boyfriend.
Amber, what's your next?
Okay, my next one is sort of a slam dunk, because why wouldn't this be there? But the ugly Christmas sweater moment. Because they never just allow people to just wear ugly Christmas sweaters without comment. You have to be like, and this is the ugly Christmas sweater. So.
An announcement. There.
Yeah.
As someone would miss it, as though someone would be like, I wonder if that's just her personal stuff. Nope, it's her ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, and this was particularly a thing in the last, like, couple years, because I guess ugly sweaters became kind of, you know, popular or whatever. But, you know, you saw it quite a bit last year in, like, Christmas in the Air. Even Miss Christmas had a montage. And sometimes it seemed like they were actually just using the same Christmas sweaters in multiple movies. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. But, yeah, it's a thing. Right.
Yeah.
But awesome. And it's made way for ugly Christmas sweater parties.
Yes. I mean, I honestly feel like Hallmark kind of brought back the ugly Christmas sweaters, because I feel like they were sort of doing that before it became cool in the mainstream. And I don't know if all these hipsters even realize that.
Subliminal.
Like, yeah, they're following Hallmark trends, you guys. Watch out.
My family still does ugly Christmas sweaters. Not every year, but we have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mistletoe Inn kind of had they had the ugly Christmas costumes, which was a little bit of a variation on it last year.
Well, it was amazing. It really was.
It was
The best party that I was never invited to, and in the Mistletoe Inn movie, because it's legitimately a costume party at Christmas. Come on.
Yeah, right.
That's the best. It's like Halloween and Christmas had a little baby and it wasn't The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
It was just a costume party.
Yeah. So very good. So Marissa, what is your next one?
I love chocolate, so this kind of goes along the same lines. There's always a hot chocolate or slash eggnog moment. It's like,
Yeah.
hot chocolate, let's go get this, and then that like kind of helps start romances, or when the relationship's already going, let's add some more.
Last year was that they got into the weird Christmas alcohol. Like it was so funny. And like in Mistletoe Inn, when they had like I just remember that they had these really weird drinks, and one was the Tiny Tim. And I'm like, how do you make an alcoholic beverage out of a child character? And so I thought that was really funny. But most of the time, you can tell these cups are completely empty. And so it was nice in Christmas Next Door, in the caroling scene, you could actually see like steam coming off. Like you could tell they filmed it in the cold, and it was like actually hot liquid. I was like, wow, they're very dedicated.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also like the mark of a good Christmas soul. It's like, oh, hot cocoa runs through his or her veins, you know, like the person says they're like, I love it, and you're like, that's our hero there.
Yeah, right.
They like hot chocolate, they're in.
Yeah.
They're a good one.
Yeah. I'll go into my next trope for sure. Liberty, what is yours?
Wait, I wanted to just say
please.
also, Finding Santa this past Christmas had a very featured eggnog scene.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was like, I feel like it was 20 minutes of the movie, them making eggnog.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It was a family recipe.
But like,
That's the one I was thinking of.
And it wasn't a family recipe with no alcohol, which was funny because it's kind of an eggnog thing.
we saw them raise a chicken to full age and then let it hatch the egg, and then we watched the whole process.
Yeah, it was a long montage.
Like
Yeah.
we literally watched.
You like eggnog?
No, well,
I like eggnog.
I feel like that's the decider, because I'm like, I enjoy it, you know, it's delicious. But if you're just watching it and you're like, okay, all of this and it's gross, I love it.
maybe that's it. Maybe I was like, ugh, and then they're gonna have to drink it after. It was like slowly building the torture for me.
Please.
Do you like eggnog, Marissa?
I know. I mean, like, I've had it, but I'm more of a hot chocolate gal.
Okay, good. All right. So, Liberty, what's your next of your treasure trope?
Okay, mine's just, I guess, all Hallmark, but I really love it when you can tell very much that the actor or actress is Canadian, and it usually comes out in sorry, you know?
Yes.
Just too good. I love it.
Yeah.
That's my next bingo square, is Canadian accent.
Canadian accent.
That's a good one. I mean, we can't really cite examples because literally we'd be here all day citing every.
Yeah, and I'm just so sorry about it. There's always the moment in the show where they're so sorry.
Yeah. And we should kind of lump, I think, in with this the things in Vancouver that you see a million times, like the gazebo that you see in every Hallmark movie.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely the gazebo in Central Park.
Yeah, right. Very good one. That is very true. Okay.
Can we, even though it's not Canadian, can we also do things like where it's very clearly not the place where they're filming?
Should we just, yeah, we'll figure out some way to word that in the square.
like when they're, I don't know, filming in Georgia and there's like snow in the background.
That's a rare one.
No snow when there should be snow.
Yeah, or no snow when there should be snow.
The fake snow usually bothers me because I come from the Midwest. I actually know what snow looks like.
Right.
So when I see the fake snow, I'm like, I don't believe that.
I like the fakes, the actual like the blankets of snow, snow that they lay out. I like that better than the digital snow. The digital snow, I think, looks so bad. I particularly in with Love Christmas, the one with Amelia Ullerup, that one had they not only had a super obvious fake snowman, but in the same scene, it had digital snow that looked terrible, and then it had a fake snowman that looked terrible. And
the fake snowman was such a sorry excuse for a snowman. Like, it was literally just like batting from, like, they stole batting from inside of a teddy bear and stuck like some felt pieces to pretend that they were stones. And like, you see them like pretending to put noses on it. And the you know, because just fluff.
Yeah, it looks
the
like
snowman just like topples over with the wind. Like, it's so
because it looks like something you could buy on Etsy or something like I'm pretty sure that the folks at Home and Family can make a better fake snowman.
I'm sure they could.
Yeah, for sure. And so we'll put that as a separate square, I think, though. Don't you think?
The fake snowman?
Fake snow / snowman.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But
so,
they're all pretty
And just
sorry
fake
things.
in general, just fake weather.
Yeah, fake weather. So my next one that I have is that pretty much if the person is dating someone at the beginning of the movie, they are a jerk. Unless it's a sequel, then obviously that's probably not true. But for the most part, the person they start dating is a jerk.
Whoever they start out with.
Yeah.
Not good news.
No.
Not good news.
And if the person talks on the cell phone in the car, that's usually a really bad sign that they're a jerk.
Yes.
And they're addicted to their job. So there you go. So
does that remind you of anyone from Window Wonderland, Liberty?
It's just such a good trope, though. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who ever talks on the phone during the holiday season is a jerk.
Unless they're like at the airport trying to get home.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, it's not even their phone. They're like on a landline.
Or they borrowed someone's phone because theirs died. They borrowed it. Yeah, they borrowed it.
Occasionally you'll have somebody like in Christmas in the Air who's like a toy maker or something like that can be like that can be like a good person of business.
Right. If your work involves helping out Santa, then you're not a jerk.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Or like the guy in Maggie's Miracle, because he's like a tutor. So that's like philanthropic.
And he runs a restaurant with the tree business also.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes they sometimes get a call on the kitchen phone. Occasionally. But that's rarer than seeing a reindeer.
Right. Yeah. Occasionally you'll have like the businessman who, like in Christmas at Holly Lodge, who like turns out to actually be a pretty nice guy, even though he's in love with business.
Yeah, but they're not dating him at the beginning of the show.
Right.
Cameron Matheson in Window Wonderland is literally the epitome of this guy because he only wears suits. He only likes fancy things. He only talks about business. He's always on his phone.
He won't even talk to you. If you're face to face, he will call you only through the phone to communicate.
Yes. He'll even be like, your mom is a homeless lady. Give her $1. Like that's Cameron Matheson's character in Window Wonderland.
Yeah. And occasionally it'll be the female character that is in love with business and has to kind of go through, obviously if there's like a Scrooge thing, like it's Christmas Carol or something like that. But like occasionally you'll have, and it's the guy who's the one who's the kind of try to reform her, but that's usually a high school boyfriend kind of trope involved there. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty fun. So like you kind of have that in Magical Christmas Ornaments a little bit, where it's like the more the woman was the one more in love with her job and all that fun stuff and didn't like Christmas. So all right, so that was pretty fun. So Amber, what's your next one?
All right, so my next one is gonna probably steal some other people's things. It is baking cookies or gingerbread houses or cupcakes or basically any scene where we're like in love and cooking in a kitchen.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that. You usually get a lot of flour around you, which hardly ever happens to me when I'm baking.
This whole Christmas cookie cutter Christmas, gosh, so many soups. Cookie cutter Christmas with Aaron Krakow.
Yeah, that's a good one. A good example.
Yeah.
So, the best one is in A Very Merry Mix-Up, where they make cookies together to keep themselves awake because they have concussions.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And then you think of The Sweetest Christmas, where they had the godmother of gingerbread.
Yes.
So there you go. All right. So Marissa, what's your next one?
Okay. Definitely the snowstorm. There's always a snowstorm that either keeps the man in town or the woman in town, or it's the thing that causes problems, that causes the car to break down, and then it just means more time for the two people to be together.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
definitely the inclement weather that's really just a matchmaker.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah, because there's tons of those, like Christmas Detour, Matchmaker Santa, but then you also have ones like last year with the Christmas Cottage, where they end up having to stay.
Mm-hmm.
That one was really cute. And even the Christmas Train. Last year they had the storm that made them have to like go out into the scary wilds of whatever to get help.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think of its name because it's old, but it's great. Not that old. The one with Jennifer Grey and
The Road to Christmas.
The Road to Christmas.
Yeah, that one's great.
It's not necessarily like bad weather, but it's very kind of similar where like, the car broke down, and I mean, I guess you could say it's bad weather because she can't just walk because she'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess technically we could even say Snow Bride.
I was literally going to say Snow Bride.
The kind of travel shenanigans, that's definitely a big one for sure.
Exactly.
That's a fun one. So Liberty, what's your next one?
Okay, my next one is high stakes, being like the town or the company is going to get shut down by protagonist, and so basically you just have to convince them why Christmas matters, and it saves so much more than just one thing. They're like, I guess I won't bulldoze the town because Christmas is good. But I actually really like that because it shows that people can just decide that love is more important than money,
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just a love for Christmas, the big suits could just be like, actually, maybe it's not going to make them the most money, but it's that important. And I love it when that happens because it's sweet.
Yeah. There are a lot of good, sometimes they take like a Miracle on 34th Street kind of a thing. I was just watching Charming Christmas the other day, and that one's really good.
I was really thinking also about Christmas cookies. To close down your guys' Christmas cookie factory because your business. And then she's like, actually, you know what? You know what's business? Family and cookies. We're going to keep you guys open. So that one is very much in line with that.
Yeah, the Christmas Incorporated, I think that was one.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the Hats one with Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
Yes. Hats Off to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Falls into the trope of like, he's with the kid, so obviously he's going to be a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the one where they carve a pumpkin that I'm thinking of. Hats Off to Christmas was what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Okay. European vacations to countries with available princes should be encouraged. So it would be next one. So we have our many Christmas princess movies of different types, and usually it involves some kind of trip to some kind of country or some kind of matchmaker of some kind of situation. We had Royal New Year's last year. We had, I guess it wasn't technically a Christmas movie, but we had Royal Winter, which was a Winterfest movie. Crown for Christmas, one of my favorite. We have Christmas Princess. We have a Royal Christmas. We've got all kinds of.
And most importantly, Once Upon a Holiday. The only one with a true princess.
Yeah, so lots of fun Christmas princess royal movies. So that would be my next one.
I mean, I think you nailed it too. I don't even know if there's anything left to say. You took it all. I'll just list every princess movie. You guys can't even say anything. Bye.
Marissa, what have you thought of the royal movies this year? Just out of curiosity.
I actually have watched all of them, and I can't actually tell you which one was my favorite.
Yeah, you just kind of like them all about equally?
Yeah. I actually binged all of them in a day.
Ooh.
So they literally all blur.
My favorite was the Royal Hearts. I thought that one was really funny. So
yeah, and I can probably safely speak for myself and my fellow Paul Markey Libertee that Once Upon a Holiday with Paul Campbell is the best one.
Crown for Christmas is the best one. So. But I also really, it's not Christmas, but I do really like Smooch too. That one's really funny. So there we go. There's lots of good Hallmark royal movies. So, all right. Well, and then we did have last year also the Netflix one. So there were a couple princess royal movies last year from other networks. So it was pretty exciting. So, all right, Amber, what's your next one?
All right, my next one, unless Libertee was going to do it, so you have to tell me, is the bell ringing Santa litmus test.
Ooh, I wasn't, but that's a classic. We discuss this a lot.
We discuss it a lot, which is if somebody gives money to a bell ringing Santa, like a Salvation Army Santa, they're a good person. If they don't, they are not a good person. And there's occasionally
it's another way to test, like the same way you see an adult with a child. If an adult is on their own and they walk by that bell ringer, it's, that's Santa is testing them. That's not your nice list.
It is. And there are occasionally moments where someone will be like, they'll pass Santa in the beginning of the show, and then at the end, they give Santa that money, and you go, they've grown and changed so much. Now they're a good person.
That also kind of bleeds along when Santa is part of the plot line, too. Like, Santa helps move everything forward.
Yeah. Like, in The Wish for Christmas, the one with Lacey Chabert.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Another one I thought of is I'm Not Ready for Christmas, where Santa and his shenanigans with Alicia Witt. That one's It's
Christmas Carol. I literally sent Libertee a snap of her walking right by Santa Claus, and I was like, oh, she is not a good person.
Right.
And she stopped and was digging through her purse like you thought she was, and she was just getting her phone out. Double whammy, only thinks about business, doesn't stop for Santa. First off, psych Santa out. She was, that is how you knew she was Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you remember that snap, Libertee?
I do vividly, because I remember especially that she was digging in her purse, and I'm like, okay, she's a good person. Oh, she's not a good person.
All right, Marissa, what do you have next?
Mine would be going along the lines of Alicia Witt, the unwanted pairing. What I was thinking was the Mistletoe Inn. Mm-hmm. So when the girl and guy are always paired up in something, some group activity, or they don't like each other at first, but they're still stuck to always meeting each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like the reverse coin of the fake relationship, where it's not like an agreement they've made. It's they're literally stuck with each other the whole time, and they hate it, but really they don't. They love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good. Well, I mean, I would say Love of Thanksgiving Day Parade would be a good one of that.
Yeah, for sure.
They hate each other first, and a lot of times they're forced to kind of work together for the job in some way. Hearts of Christmas. Mm-hmm, That's another good one for sure. They hate each other.
And honestly, a lot of the ones where I'm going to close your family's business, those movies have that a lot too.
Yeah.
I was also thinking Frozen in Love, which is technically a winter movie, but it's still Christmas.
Yeah. One. So all right. So what's your next one, Liberty?
I was thinking just like in general, it goes along with Santa, but I really love when there's magic. You know,
Yes.
I really like when it's balanced too with like it's almost the exact plot line, and then at the very end, there's just like unanswered question, a hint of magic. You know, I always welcome that.
Well, because sometimes it's not even just Santa. Sometimes it's angels.
Right.
Yeah.
A reindeer, anything, but I love it.
Sometimes just looking into a snow globe. That's all it takes.
It's true. Yeah.
Like I love that in Maggie's Miracle. Just like how long Jill Wagner stood there looking at that dark snow globe. It was so funny to me. I must have had 3 minutes of just her
going back from like her face to the
yeah, very good. That one's a really good
object or person.
Yeah.
Well, it's good because then the plot can go anywhere. I love when they do that because sometimes you're like, well, this can't happen because whatever, you think that. But when it's Christmas, anything can.
Yeah, I just watched The Christmas Stocking this last week. That one's a pretty good one. They just find whatever they need for the magic of in the Christmas stocking.
Right, it's great.
Yeah, and then like, and any of these like Family Man kind of movies would fall into that, like A Dream of Christmas or what's the one with Candace Cameron Bure where she's literally in the North Pole but she doesn't know it?
Is that Christmas Under Wraps?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's good. Also, you can even include her time travel one in that magic one.
Oh yeah.
Journey Back to Christmas, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
We need more time traveling ones.
Agreed.
I love time travel.
Yeah.
Like I wish that there was like there's Hallmark movies and mysteries and Hallmark drama. I wish there was like Hallmark sci-fi fantasy. I mean, I guess that's kind of like the Sci-Fi Channel, except for I want the purity of Hallmark as well. Like,
Yeah, a costume party in the 1920s at Christmas.
Yeah.
Come on.
amazing.
That would be I'd watch that. That would be really fun. Okay.
With an actual Santa who took them back in time?
Yes.
All right.
Magic.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah. So my next one is that being widowed is way more common than getting divorced. Very rarely will you have a divorce in a Hallmark movie. And so yeah, there's lots of widowers, and they're very lonely around Christmas. And so we have lots of stories. Christmas Homecoming comes to mind from last year. That was a really good one. And I don't know, there's so many. You got Home for Christmas Day. She's a widow. Mrs. Miracle, first Mrs. Miracle, he's a widower.
Just about every Hallmark movies and mysteries Christmas movie.
Yeah. Christmas Card.
Yeah, they're all widowers. Nobody, it's like they are all from Hope Valley because everyone's husband has died.
Right.
Trading Christmas she's a widow.
You also think about it, Hallmark is like very religious undertones, and I think divorce is easier, or like widow is easier than divorce.
And also, you don't have to write in like, oh, there's the ex-husband.
Yeah.
Like, especially it's just harder to deal with.
I mean, Mistletoe Promise is the only one I can think of that, off the top of my head, that has divorce as like a big part of the plot. So that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
So that's my next one. Amber, what do you have next?
Yes, I guess I could go back to saying what I said at the top of the hour, the near kiss that's interrupted by a child, and it's typically underneath mistletoe.
Yeah.
Or a phone ringing.
Yes. Or like somebody coughs in the background. They're like, whoa, too close, you guys, too close.
Someone interrupts them, yeah.
Like, I feel like if I was that close to kissing someone under mistletoe, I'd be like, this can wait 1 second. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Like when I'm doing less important things than kissing someone, if someone coughs, I'm not like, so let's just say that if it was, Paul, I'm not going to stop because someone coughs.
Great.
If it's Paul Campbell, I'm like, he's like, did you hear that? No, not.
What, my own heart beating out of its chest?
Right. I think we pretty much covered most of the big ones that we talked about. Does anybody have any others that you want to throw out there? Or you?
That goes with because every movie has a conflict. So the misheard conversation.
Oh, good one.
Yes.
Breaks up that relationship. There's always a misheard conversation.
Yeah.
Ways.
Yeah,
Like, I could say something like, I love him so much now, but he's such a jerk. When I first met him, I thought he was the worst. And then all they hear is, when I first met him, he was the worst. They're like, my life is over. Or it's like, I'm not going to say that I think he's garbage, because I don't. And they only hear the, I think he's garbage part. It's so funny.
Or there's the missed scene. Like, they only watch as the terrible fiance proposes.
Right.
And so they away and they're like, oh, she's engaged.
Yeah.
But they didn't see that she slapped him. I don't know.
Right. Or that she gave the ring back, like the birthday wish.
Started crying.
That.
Just said no.
That's pretty much all Marcus Rosner movies.
Marcus Rosner's always like, and I'm in it. And they're like, bye.
Even when calls the heart, it doesn't have to just be Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of Christmas Getaway. There was a really good misheard conversation. She overhears him talking to the other lady, and she races off and all that stuff. There is the liar reveal is also a huge rom-com trope in general, like you saw in Bramble House and in Mistletoe Inn. Both of those were both big.
Yeah, the misunderstanding in 9 Lives of Christmas, where he's just like standing by some lady and she's like, they're married. He's secretly married. Like, it's the most overreaction of all time. She's like, he's calling me. I'm never speaking to him again. He lied. Like,
We talk about either ice skating or snowball fight moments.
no, are we insane?
That always happens.
Yeah.
Always.
Or sometimes both.
Yeah. Flirty snowball fight for sure.
Occasionally sledding.
Occasionally sledding. Also, we didn't talk at all about somebody having their name be like a pun on Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Mary,
or like
Holly.
Noel, or like some sort of Christmas themed name.
My name is Rudolph.
My name is Santa Claus. Not that one. No relation. What else?
Yeah, that's a good one. Sometimes you have relatives of Santa. That's a fun one.
Yes, like Santa's kids, or Santa's kids. That's just Santa's kids. It's never like Santa's nephew, Larry Claus.
Yeah, sometimes it's sometimes it's not even necessarily like a real Santa's child. It can just be someone who plays Santa, like in Finding Santa. And so he's like over it.
They took a real mistake. They made a mistake not making him be real Santa. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We're going along with the lines of, Santa relations. I do love the Annie Claus.
Oh, Annie Claus is so good.
Yeah.
Still have some kind of musician, some kind of carol, like you had in Christmas at Holly Lodge, A Song for Christmas. Some kind of, they work in that. That one's a pretty common one. And of course, like in any Hallmark movie, you have lots of chefs.
So many chefs, bakers, chocolatiers, baristas, anyone who provides you something that you put in your mouth, they are employed by Hallmark.
Yeah.
It's never like a salad bar though.
No, there's no salad bar, people. No. You're right. No.
Yeah, it's only chocolate in all its form, like baked or cooked, hot chocolate.
Yeah. I mean,
All the healthy food.
you can also have towns that are without Christmas spirit. Like, I don't know how, like, the whole town is down on Christmas spirit, but evidently.
There's either the whole town's without Christmas and someone has to save it, or there's the whole town is so Christmassy and one person is a Grinch.
Right.
There's never like a middle ground. Like there's never someone who's just like, Christmas is fine.
But that's what it should be, is we should have a Christmas war. Like half the town loves it and half the town hates it.
That would be fun. Yeah. Also, you sometimes have the nosy neighbor /aunt/ some kind.
Now, are they nosy and like, oh, now I'm going to get them in trouble? Or are they like, oh, now I'm going to take the batteries out of your car so you can't do anything but fall in love? Like, which kind? Matchmaker nosy or like try to ruin your life nosy?
Sometimes you can have both. Like, I mean, you can have people that are just super sweet and wonderful, like Mrs. Henley in a Gift to Remember, you know, but it's like a little, like, you know, or you can have like people, that are like outright sabotage.
Well, then there's people that try to sabotage, but it ends up putting them more together. Like they're like, oh, yeah, is this your real fiance? If it is, kiss, and you're like, just what we wanted, but okay.
I like Mrs. Miracle.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's a good example. Both of those are good, I think.
I like the first one better.
Yeah.
Now, would the Weird Angel Grandpa movie count as one of these?
No.
Yes, it would.
That's one. Yeah, it would count, but it also counts as one of the ones that if you had a different score, it would be a horror movie. And there are a lot of Hallmark say that about.
Like not Mr. Christmas, whatever it's really called. That's a scary movie.
Oh yeah, My Perfect Christmas Present or whatever. Perfect Christmas Present. We weren't a big fans of the Sam Page vehicle, The Perfect Christmas Present.
Neither was I.
Like he literally stalked her all day, and then she was like, "Man, this reminds me, like you remind me so much of my dad." And then they just start making out. It is. But weird. It is weird.
Yeah.
And the guy that she was engaged to was way better and less creepy.
And never stalked her. So.
And he never stalked her. He barely knew what she liked.
The opposite.
Yeah, that one. I mean, he was like constantly wearing his frat shirt. Like that was the only word that he knew was anything involving fraternities. And yeah, it was.
For more on our thoughts, listen to that podcast.
I was told that one actually was originally not for Hallmark.
Yeah. Tell because he answers the door in his boxer shorts.
Yeah.
You would never have that in a regular Hallmark movie.
I mean, we were almost there where Marcus Rosner didn't have a shirt on, but he was in a full pantalones.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Sam Page. Nice to see you in boxer shorts, but that doesn't excuse the rest of the movie. We gave that one a diamond ring. We were excited for it. So, yeah.
How dare
it was really good.
How dare they? We proposed and they ruined it.
So, there we go. Well, this has been really fun. I hope you guys have had fun just talking about all these ridiculous Hallmark tropes. And so we really enjoyed it. And so we appreciate it. And we're really looking forward to our 36 upcoming Christmas movies. And counting movies.
Give or take 4. Round it out to 40.
Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. So that's basically, so we will have these, we'll make the bingo cards. We'll have a link or something like that where you can download your own card. You can watch it for Christmas in July. And yeah, we'll have some kind of.
So what you'll need to do is, download your card, follow along as you're watching Hallmark movies, and you need to write like what movie you see this trope in and when it aired. So don't want any cheaters. Okay. And then if you get a bingo, tweet it at us with a picture of your card. First person to get a bingo is going to win our Christmas in July Hallmarkies starter pack, which is going to include Trading Christmas, The 9 Lives of Christmas, and Alonzo Duraldi's book, Have Yourself a Movie Little Christmas, along with some other assorted Christmas joy. And it's going to be incredible. Everyone who doesn't win it is going to be depressed. So get competitive, guys.
Yeah. So it should be really fun. We want everybody to participate. Come on. This should be fun. And so there you go. And so we're looking forward to coming up. We also have Summer Nights, which is looking awesome. Are you guys excited for Summer Nights?
Yes.
Woo woo.
All right, good. Yeah, because we've got Africa and Fiji in 2 movies, and we have On the Ocean. It's very exciting. So lots of fun stuff coming up. We've got mysteries coming up, cool stuff. So lots of stuff that we're going to have fun talking. Plus Chesapeake Shore starts. So it's very exciting. Are you guys doing on AfterBuzz at Chesapeake Shores?
That is still up in the air. I was literally trying to schedule it today at work. There's a lot of moving parts with that after show. Right now it's tentative.
Okay, cool. Well, so Marisa, how can people find you online?
Everyone can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV and check out my after show and for Hallmark and my Happy Hallmarkies podcast as well. On AfterBuzz TV, iTunes, YouTube, all that.
And Liberty, do you have social media that you want to plug, or are you good?
I could put in my YouTube, mostly just because if you guys love Christmas and you love romance, I am going to upload the video of my proposal, which was on Christmas. So that will be on my YouTube soon. It's Lib103, so Lib and then the number 103. And if you want to follow my Instagram, but it's like it's just personal. So, but that's Libertee, V as in van. 2 E's, no Y. Lib.
Okay. Good. Great. Yeah, we'll have that in the description section too. And Amber, where can people find you?
As always, I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter, and that's it.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews on iTunes and YouTube, so make sure to check that out. And also make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod, on all of our social media. We try to post every single day, and we live tweet most of the movies. And please put in your reviews on iTunes. It helps us a lot. People are able to find the podcast, so we really appreciate it. And so we're available where all podcasts are found. So we really appreciate you checking us out. And thanks so much, ladies. We had so much fun. So Merry Christmas in July. Yay! Bye.
Bye, everybody.